9 on the nose or earlier.
Like just had 9?
Like almost before. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Give him 5 minutes to 9, Jay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Just focus. Anyways, welcome everyone to Late Night Restaurant Show podcast.
And we're back.
Back. Who do we? Just like back. Who do we have on the podcast tonight?
You know, we have a gentleman named Sasha Rajamani. He is the founder of Pokko Chips, which is a Canadian snack brand that offers plant-based rice and chickpea chips inspired by South Asian flavors. It goes by the name Pokko. It is a nod to the South Indian snack pakoda, reflecting its cultural roots. These recipes actually are apparently part of a callback to his mom's homemade recipes that they had when he was growing up. And some of that love is passed through to the delicious chips and snacks he's created that come in flavors like original, spicy, and creamy dill. And so I'm excited talking about this product.
Now, are you a creamy dill, Dom? Or are you a spicy dill?
No,
Is that another thing I should open up?
I don't know. It's deep.
one of those inappropriate questions for the late night restaurant show, Jay. You have a magic.
Are you a creamy dill dog? Jesus Christ. Purge it all. Burn it down. Destroy the tape.
No, I'm
starting over. We're going back to one.
I am discovering a lot about myself.
You know, all that silky smoothness doesn't come from nowhere. It takes a lot of lotion.
I was going to work on it so hard.
I do like... I like a lot of the flavors that are on that our guest has to offer. Pokko, a lot of those flavors are really good. So yes, Jay, I do like creamy dough.
Oh, sorry.
Back for you. See,
What? Keep it together, man. SNL, they recover when they crack. Okay, just come back to us. All right.
Come on.
Hey,
you're pro. What are you?
Home.
Are you a spicy guy?
I'm a spicy meatball. I really do like. I do like the spicy. Even when I eat dill pickles, I prefer spicy dill to keep on theme. But no, I like a spicy. I want to know what that's like. I imagine it's. Yeah, I have to imagine like and then compare what I imagine. I think it's like a rice cake.
I read this the other day because me and Dominic had dinner the other day, and he gave me crap because I had 5 peppers in my Hunan Kung Pao, and
sounds painful.
I felt it later, but it is where I read about spicy, Dom. And you're like, oh, you like spicy? It is actually people that have ADHD like spicy food. Oh, did you know that?
I can see that as a form of intense stimulus.
Well, it's about the ability for us to take more risks, test things out.
It's about the ability for us to have an accident and rub our eyes and other orifices that will result in hilarity for everybody else around us.
So it is interesting that correlates. So Dom, I like it because I'm a little messed up.
Well, that's fair.
You know, the first step is admitting it. I'm so proud of breakthrough.
Okay, both of you can't talk at the same time. What?
You like it. You're entitled to like it while you like it. I'm okay with that. But if it doesn't agree with you, it's not smart to do it.
Yeah. So my son did he did the Takis 1 chip challenge.
Did you do that?
I didn't do it. My son did it. Him and his buddy, right? They set up all the stuff. He's 16 at the time. Set up all the stuff, milk, the survival kit, and they dinked it and they ate their chip. His buddy had the worst time ever. He was heaving, going to, I'm laughing my ass off. And my son's taking like a trooper. He just takes it, right? I'm like, wow, that's my boy, right? And so then the next day he's in the car and my wife is driving to school. He's like, hey, I can't go to school today because the fire on the back porch was so intense. He had to stay home and have absolutely full cooling. I think he spent the day in the bathtub pointing up.
I did that with jelly beans on a podcast once. We had the contest I interviewed a chef.
Okay.
And we had the hot jelly bean contest.
Was it like Satan's toenail? Have you heard of that one? That's really hot.
Yeah. I've had that. But it is. We had this contest. These jelly beans. Me and what was her name? Anyways, it was so incredible. We were laughing so hard trying to do a podcast because my lips started going numb. It was like that by the time we got through it. So,
all right, I think we're off top. We're circling topic, but we might be off a little bit. We've gone into
never.
Oh,
No,
all right, no
just,
worries. We're
just
in the
comment. Turn right slightly slow for a second, Beck. You got a haircut.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make me kiss Iron Man. Yeah.
You got a haircut.
So I'm going to a show, and as tradition dictates, I always get a cut before I go to a show.
Dominic got a haircut too.
Yeah.
Your eyebrows look great, man.
Gillette ink.
Gillette.
Dominic, you can afford the most amount of Pokko chips ever because you don't get haircuts all the time. I grow hair like insanely.
Well, after 50, it starts growing in places where you don't want it to grow, Jay. So that's it stops.
And the funny thing is, Dom, it wires to your central nervous system. So if you get a hair in your ear and you pull it, your leg will shoot out like just ding. And then let's talk about the wild hair in your eyebrow that decides to mutate, turn white, and grow 3 feet long before you realize that one hair got that long. You're wondering why.
One of those.
It's your eyebrow.
I call those microwave hairs.
Yeah, it's just it's a sign of something. I don't know what.
Anyways, gentlemen, let's do the intro and bring our amazing guest.
You're in for a bumpy ride.
Hey, Sasha, welcome.
Hi, Sasha.
Bonsoir.
What's going on, guys?
Living the dream.
Dominic's the creamy dill kind of guy.
You know what? I had a banner at CHFA East, and it says the slogan was "Get your dill on creamy style."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
really
it
think
brought a lot of people's eyes, whether good or bad, but it brought a lot of attention to the banner. So,
Wait, what is your own favorite flavor though? Is it the creamy dill? I can see how that'd be fire. Well, not fire, a little bit fire.
Original. I'm an original guy, so.
Serious? No, do you dip?
Yeah,
Is that what dip? Do you dip? Hey.
No, sorry, no, I crush it solo. But if there's dip, if someone brings dip, I dip it.
What's your favorite dip?
I grew up on it just without the.
What's the dip?
Anything, man.
Hummus would probably rock it, right?
Baba ganoush, tzatziki, whatever you want.
Had these. Now, okay, so Sasha, we say this to all of our guests. Tell us a little bit about you, and then tell us a little bit about your company here, Pokko Chips, and we'll try not to interrupt.
Totally. Okay. I like to be quick, concise, because everyone's got short attention spans these days.
Not on this call.
No, not us. Nope, not at all.
Maybe our listeners, but for you. Okay, so born and raised in Toronto. Parents are from South India. Grew up eating South Indian snacks. There's probably an array of them, like 20 to 30, chickpea rice, lentil, black split pea type of based snacks with spices.
Do you think that Indian culture is what influenced the British obsession with the chip also because there's such a presence?
Maybe, actually. I don't know. My history wasn't too good in school.
There's a massive Indian population in England, and that's why curries are so popular. And I always wonder kind of food migration, and that might make some logical sense.
They say even the Indian food in London is better than in India. So
I've heard that before.
Yeah. Anyways, we broke a promise. We interrupted.
So my first real job was working at Loblaws, actually, as a cashier, stock boy. And then I got kind of some experience in retail and CPG, but it didn't really kind of click until later. And then fast forward, I was graduating from university, and I just felt like something wasn't right. I just wanted to really go learn about food manufacturing, actually. So I actually went to Alberta. I won't tell you how I got the job, but I worked on a farm out just in a county outside of Grand Prairie called Silver Valley.
Wow.
So I worked there
Very
for
cool.
about, yeah. So I worked in a goat, sheep, and cattle farm. Branded cows, fed goats, picked up dog shit, did did a lot of jobs, which was, hard labor, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. type of days. And then I had a really unfortunate event with the owner there, where we just butted heads. So I came back kind of,
On a goat farm, you butted heads.
yeah, actually.
All right, sorry, that just ain't punny.
Well, I butted his teeth out. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, came back unsatisfied as a 22-year-old, about to start the corporate life. And so then I was like, you know what, I really want to learn more about the food supply chain. So I worked, I knocked on a pork slaughterhouse door. It's called Quality Meat Packers. It was the last one in downtown Toronto at Niagara and Wellington. The guy looked at me. He's like, "You're a fully educated kid with a lot of corporate experience. What the hell are you doing here?" I'm like,
Yeah.
just no questions. He showed me a binder, and he said, "Go through the first 20 pages," and it was full of blood. And he's like, "If you flinch, you don't get the job." So I did. I looked at him.
Serious?
So I swear to God, got the job after looking at 20 pages of blood, and carcasses, and then worked there for a while. That was probably the toughest job I've ever done. Clamping pig heads and scraping pig fat out of their carcasses. And then, after that, I worked in corporate for a while. I worked at the, government.
Are you, question real quick, are you vegetarian at this point? Because if I had to deal with goats all day, I definitely wouldn't drink or touch goat milk anymore, because I used to milk goats and I can't touch goat stuff. And,
really?
barnyard is a smell, right?
I used to, no, I mean, people ask, do you still eat pork? And
Yeah.
I actually buy pork on special at the factory, right? So
Right.
I still do. You know what, I'm, it's not so much I'm like grossed out by that. Maybe it's just more so for I don't like, we just don't cook. My wife and I, she's she fully eats everything too, but we don't cook a lot of meat at home because we don't know how to cook it. We're just bad cooks. No, we just don't know how to cook meat, so like simple burgers and stuff is easy, but yeah, like,
I mean, to pull you off track, I was just saying, because I used to milk goats when I was a kid, and I just can't be around goat milk anymore.
Dude, every time
because there's that gamey smell.
Girls, they're like pecking at you, like 200 goats, and then you're just having to kick them, and you feel bad, but like they're so hungry. So sorry. And then, anyways, going back to
what was my fault? Go
ahead. So I did all that, and then at 27, I was like, oh, I started. I was like, oh, like the snack is so goddamn good, and like I wanted to find something in food, right? Eventually, so I made my snack, and then people at the government started tasting and buying it off me in Ziploc bags. I swear to God.
Serious? No way.
Swear to God, man. Like I had.
That's cool.
I won't name the officials, but I had like high senior officials buying Ziploc bags.
Top brass.
So
Dominic, you want him to drop a name? No.
No.
Blood pressure
Just
low?
into crispy snack dough.
Justin.
No, it's not. It's
not JT.
It's not. It's high enough, but it's not like
Look at Dominic's all fired up. Look at his hair
Scandal breaking here first.
All right, no, go ahead. Sorry.
He's still on milk and a goat.
He's trying to figure out who the government agent he would work next to that would eat those crispy snacks in a little baggie.
Well, I'm happy that you. I'm happy about the origin story, because a lot of them are the same. As much as they're all cool and unique, a lot of them are. I did this. I went back to my.
I did that. To be honest, like I just like food, and I'm like, how do I? And then I kind of put one in. Like I'd been immersed in retail. I did start 10 years of hospitality in like restaurants, like bartending, on and off. And then I did like I spent a lot of my life around food, right? And so like it kind of came back to, I was like, shit, like I really want to. Like I think the opportunity came when I started selling bags of Indian snacks to a lot of different types of people in Toronto, right? Very multicultural. So then I started working in, COVID hit, started working in a basement, in my basement apartment. I was kind of cooking it outside, evolved to a commercial kitchen, started selling it at breweries, kind of food service, and people. And then I got my manufacturer to come on board. They said no initially, came back 2 years later. I said,
2 years,
showed them the results. Right. And then the CEO sat me down and he said, we've said no to Loblaw private label. We said no to Sobeys private label. I mean, we're talking this big time.
Yeah.
We said no to 100 people, and they said, you know what, you're like, I'm not even like tooting my own horn. They said, you remind me of myself when I was younger. I'll give you a shot. So fast forward 3 years later, we're still going. I won't name the manufacturer because that's like, you know, that's my bread and butter, you know. So, but anyways, like,
That's awesome.
and then fast forward, yeah, like got a team to help me out from the get-go, top brokerage to invest in the company to help me operate because I still work full time. So yeah.
So with that, it sounds with that, it sounds like you have a product that has a lot of love to it that you don't want to compromise the quality of it. And one of the big reasons you wouldn't go with a manufacturing group, right? Do you do small batches? Like, what's kind of the thoughtfulness
No, so I
goes
mean,
in your
the thing
food?
is, the CEO told me at the start. He said, you know, if I'm going to invest my time and resources in you, right, and your money into us, let's make sure it's good. So we spent a year of R&D before we launched the original and spicy, and then yeah, like it took about 10 months, and then 9
Wow.
different batches. And then I got people to try it out, and it's kind of like the consensus was the 9th trial. Yeah. So it wasn't based on my feedback. It was like based on people's feedback. Yeah. Because fuck, who am I? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to get the majority palate to agree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and man, chips again, kind of naive. I went in, I'm like, oh fuck, this is like
Saturated market,
it's
man.
so
Eh?
man, dude. Other than beverages, chips I think is next.
Yeah. This is number
Thing.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, it's like how do you differentiate? Like, how do you educate people about like your spice? Like the spice in there is called asafoetida,
Yep.
which is my claim to fame for like the taste and all that. But it's like educating, like, you know, it's like, how do I get into people's mouths? I mean, the whole strategy's been a learning process. Haven't made too many costly mistakes. I've learned a lot from other people and reading.
When you said you started selling it in bars and stuff, what made you sell it there versus trying to go right to retail, like a small retailer
Yeah.
or a
Because
convenient?
I was in a commercial kitchen, and retailers won't buy it unless it's like fully, like, you know, your manufacturer's fully certified and all this stuff. So I'm like, shit, who can I sell like these pouches to?
Oh, shelf stabilized too, right? Is it the whole factor as well? Like, do you probably have stabilizers in it for extended shelf time for retail as opposed to if you're cooking it in batch or for?
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Also, but also like there's just so many more requirements and safety measures in Q&A that like they needed from a manufacturer who's like GSFI certified.
Yep.
All that crap, right? Like
Mhm.
they're like retailers won't even look at me. You know what I mean? It's like, so I'm like, how can I validate this product? And I was selling it to breweries. It would sell it more than like Blue Diamond, Kettle Chips, and all that. Like
Serious.
yeah. And then like D2C blew up. Like I was selling probably 300-400 bags a week, part time.
Out of the little kitchen.
Commercial kitchen. I just had my first kid. It was COVID. Fuck, man, it was so brutal. Like I just need to, like, I don't know. Like I decided to launch this when I had my first kid in COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I didn't even, like, honestly. I was like, it was a really dark time, but it was. I came through it.
Well,
So
that's
what
what
was that?
that's what makes you stronger, right? When you talked about the spice, I never heard of it. The one, asafoetida.
Asafoetida.
No, obviously Michael has. Michael knows it.
I actually only heard about it from a John Wayne movie where they're using it as a cure-all for a hangover. If you saw, was it Silverado? No, Rio Bravo, when Dean Martin was drunk. No, Robert Mitchum was drunk in the jail cell. The hangover cure that, what's his name? Oh God, it'll come to me later. But the character's name was Mississippi. Went off and brought back gunpowder, all this other stuff, and asafoetida is one of the components. That's the only time I ever heard it in my life until right now.
Okay.
Goddamn.
That's amazing.
James Caan's character, Mississippi.
Really?
Sorry.
Sasha,
I am a wealth of useless knowledge.
Bummer.
Go, Jay.
I was just gonna say, do we have to get little hands that go up? Probably one day. So Sasha, so you said you were going. You're okay. You went into retail, and now are you focused on food service more, or are you moving into?
Yeah,
food
you know
service
what?
more?
I read this case study from, like, when I was starting out from Sonoma Foods, how they did 15 million in food service before they even dabbled in retail. And I really like kind of, I said, most brands will fail, right? Like statistically, I'm like, what do? They all go into retail. They all do the same thing, right? So I was like, how do I differentiate, especially in a very saturated category? You can have the best product, but like I don't have the marketing dollars to really funnel it like Frito-Lay,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of it was brand awareness through, I hit up a lot of distributors that weren't getting the love. Like, man, like I had a lot more interest just from food service folks.
Hmm.
The non-sexy channel. I mean, I think it's like the sexiest channel, and it's like a lot of my volume comes from offices, cafes, like hotels. I mean, we're at Pearson Airport. We do a fair amount of volume there. Bars. Like I do like I cater like with 5 kilo boxes.
Serious.
Bars. Yeah, I mean, like I think out of the box. Right?
Well, that's smart too. Just in the fact that you do a bulk bid. Like I don't think a lot of snacks would do a 5 kg box. How many bags? That's like one bag of 5 kilos.
5 kilos is like
No. I mean, but is it in one bag or is there 5 1 kilo bags in there? What? How?
Oh, sorry. So it's a box and there's like a kilo, like a transparent bag that you can.
Yeah. I've seen that before.
Like for like $5, like at a bar, $5 a bar.
Yeah. Scoop it and put it in a tray, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And so, like again, I've been very fortunate that my manufacturer and I can work they cater, they help me, and like, it's a win-win there. Like I offer all my customers different solutions, and so
well, because some manufacturers would just say no, we're running 500 grams and that's it, like that's our max.
Yeah, so I have a lot of my food services like in it's the single serves, like 45-gram bags. I mean, they'll do anything for me, like they.
Well, that's awesome, right? Because a lot of manufacturers won't. They'll say no.
I know,
this is what we run, and that's it.
In a way, like I'm been very fortunate, but I worked towards getting this partnership, and it's just been, again, I'm fortunate that they haven't. It's just been a strong part. I mean, I hear so many horror stories. 50 brands with one manufacturer trying to get line time. Manufacturer cuts the 50th guy off because they can make more money off the new guy coming in. It's just like so many horror stories, and I'm their only private label product. So, just happy.
Yeah, good for you.
That's awesome.
You control your supply chain, right?
Yeah.
Well,
they're also huge. I mean, they got 450 SKUs themselves. They're, one of the largest. They have one of the largest snack manufacturing facilities in North America. They're big time distribution business, and so it's not like they're waiting on me. It's like I have to always like kind of bug them to like get in. It's not bugging, but I like constantly remind them like, oh, little fish is over here. He needs some line time and all that, right?
I had a question for you. So there's a lot of similarities what you're sharing right now with a lot of people who listen to this show have, which is they're entrepreneurs, they're business owners. They are listening probably because, well, there's entertainment here, but there's some good stuff to be had, and you really have a great story to tell. And earlier you said, for a moment, you said, you learned a lot of things in that first part while not falling down. And I think it's a really interesting statement because it sounds like these things you learned kept you up and kept you from face planting completely or falling up the stairs, right? What are some of the things, like off the top of your head, man, if I had known that before or whatever, like what's the kernel for the entrepreneur, whether it's, don't overextend yourself, but what is the conventional wisdom that you come back? Like if you had your son comes to you one day, hey dad, what are the two things I really need to know if I did something like this, like you?
Yeah. I mean, get a strong, I mean, personally, I know people that have done it from scratch without a team and blew up, but for higher probability of success, get a team off the bat that has experience, incentivize them, right? Because I don't know, I might have been in CPG my whole life, in different things, but I've never been an operator / entrepreneur, right? So I don't have the connections, like you know what I mean? Like I don't have the knowledge, like, man, I still don't, right? So I got the largest natural food broker to invest in my company pre-revenue, and I said, hey guys, like, they strongly believed it. They liked the team that was behind me already.
Yeah.
And so you like leverage get a good team behind you that
Yeah.
can operate, right? I think that's like what's going to really help in terms of propelling the business.
And beyond word of mouth, what other channels do you use to amplify or be heard? Like, I mean, you're doing some podcasts and stuff like this. What else are you doing as far as getting the word out? Because everybody's trying to crack that code to learn where they invest their time or what their ability is to, make their own influence.
I think first you need like points of distribution so people can buy it if shit goes like, if someone listens to podcasts, it's like, oh, cool. Like I'll go check out Pokko, but if you're not, so it's like, I don't know. It's a bit of like timing, luck, and like
it is
like like get distribution, but then like execute quickly on trying to get like virality or like shit like that. But no one has a formula for that, right? I have a guy running my TikTok now. He's a very he's very known in like the entertainment scene.
Okay.
So he's kind of doing like my TikToks.
And those are pretty fun stuff. Like you guys throwing out some fun content.
The content's not about Pokko. It's about Pokko just in the background. It's just like, it's like you know what I mean? It's like,
good.
Yeah, and it's not about selling Pokko because no one's
Pokko culture.
It's Pokko culture, exactly.
Yeah, it's cool. That's cool.
And I learned that later. Actually, I didn't really, I thought like having someone running my thing being like, buy Pokko here, but man, like that's lame, like no one's gonna do that. So.
Well, I think a lot of people think that though, right? And I work with a lot of restaurants like that they think they have to sell through, like it's a channel that they got to sell, and you see them going, I don't know why it doesn't work, and it's not this format of creating content that shows more of the experience of the product or creating a lifestyle.
Pokko lifestyle.
You know who's on fire? The Wendy's social media commentator.
Oh, because it's trolls.
That person is so good that like it. I'm sure it's boosted sales like crazy. Like it just
Yeah.
I remember like that first one that went viral like last year, 2 years ago. Like saw Wendy's sales spike like 5,000%.
Yeah.
In like a month.
Wow.
Like
wow.
They've done a great job. They've done a really good job.
Yeah.
Tom?
What does your family think? Like inspired by your mom, what does your mom think about what's happened?
She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
You drug my name into this smack.
No, she's like, I mean, I've always been risk taking. I was an actor before I went into this stuff. I quit my government. Sorry, like a quick thing. I quit my government job. High power position in Ministry of Finance to become an actor and do free student films. Long story, kind of rose. They were like, what are you doing? Right. And so like, I've always had this kind of entrepreneurial bug where being an actor was my own business. Right.
Yeah.
In a way where I went from, free student films to the top agent in Canada auditioning, I had Drake's agent, Nina Dobrev's agent, Simu Liu's agent, like same guy, John Boyega, Damson Idris in the UK. So I was like, auditioning around the world. And I just proved to myself at that point, like not even like boasting, like I could go from nothing to something, like, just kind of learned how the business works.
Good for you. I would imagine they had the same feeling when you graduated university and you went to Alberta to work on a goat farm.
No,
I think you already got the shock out of the way.
I think my parents have been like, man, like who's this kid, right?
Hey, he's getting close. Yeah, he's gonna be at a goat farm. Yeah, he's gonna go murder pigs. Yeah,
murder a pig. Yeah, that's where my parents were like, oh my god. I think that was like the big weird, like what are you doing? But
I think it's colorful as hell. You're gonna have a great book.
It's also part of this. I think the cool thing is all those things that you do get you to where you are, right? Like, and had you not done them, you wouldn't, quite possibly you wouldn't be here talking about Pokko either, right?
No,
you 1,000%, man, 1,000%.
So you had to do it, and you didn't even know you were going to end up here. To me, that's the cooler part. Like, if you would have went back to you at on the goat farm, Pokko wasn't in the picture. Was it? Like, even doing anything like that?
No, it's funny. I used to, when I was at university, and I just, that semester, I remember before going on the cow farm, I'd brought Pokko and people loved it, right? But it wasn't a light bulb moment at the point. I used to bring it to university actually, and people would just devour it. Like I used to bring like containers worth. But but not even the idea came where like of being an entrepreneur. I was like, oh, now it's time to go work, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, which, you know, I think a lot of like the skills I've learned in government, just analytically, has, you know, even also people and I don't know, so many other stuff has helped me later with Pokko. So,
Which is awesome though. That's the cool part is what you learn in your day job, and you have this as a side hustle, and this takes over, you know, those kind of things, right? So which is awesome. I think that's wicked when you see those, how they help you support a dream and an idea like this.
How many
I'm
pounds of
proud of that.
rice are you going through right now? A month? No, I'm trying.
Beck
I want to know
worries about this
volume.
every
I
day.
do. I just
I'm
obsessed.
doing, let's just say on average, I'm
Yeah.
doing a production run. Let's just say every month and a half, I'm doing a production run of anywhere from, I mean, these are averages, right? Like
Yeah.
anywhere from
We won't hold you to it. You're good.
500 to 1,500 kilos of Pokko.
Wow.
Cool.
That's a lot. That's a
Wow.
lot. That's huge. I have a question for you, Sasha. Has anyone done so? I don't mean to sometimes tell people about their ideas, but I just want to give people other ideas.
You know what you really need?
Oh,
I don't know nothing about you.
Here's
Here's
what
what you need.
I hit it every time though. Here's the thing.
All right.
I think your product is phenomenal. Have you ever had it where chefs use it in ingredients in products that they
He's
make?
talking Pokko croutons, everybody. Listen close.
Well, not just that. I see it in salads, but I see it also as a breading for chicken or something like this, right? Like I've done. So we have up here cheesy. You know about it, but Beck, I don't know if you know about it. It's called Hawkins cheesy. The Hawkins cheesy is famous for Canada.
What is it?
It's a Hawkins cheesy. It's
like a Cheeto, but better.
It's like a Cheeto, and it's better, and it's Canadian. Anyways, we used to bread it up, like break it down and blend it, and then we did Hawkins chicken, and we would bread it in this cheesy powder, and it was freaking awesome. So, anyways, I was just thinking, have you ever done that in the sense of creating another vertical or creating more ideas with that and getting?
It might be the fines from the spicing.
Well, I just think if it's coming bulk like that, I can see chefs playing with it. Hawkins cheesy. Hawkins, not fucking Hawkins. Hawkins cheesy. Have you ever thought of that, Sasha? Have you ever thought of?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's funny. A guy that I know, who I work closely with, he's like, "I'm gonna shred Pokko and bread it and fucking throw it in the oven."
Yeah.
Already got 2 days ago. He said that.
Serious?
Yeah. You know, people.
Pokko fish sticks.
I know, like
it could be.
I know social media, like people who have like 500K to 1 million followers, like literally buy Pokko and like throw it in their salads, soups, and they actually like create that.
Oh, it would be good in a soup.
Yeah,
right? It would be phenomenal in a soup. Yeah.
Is there a sweeter version you could do with milk, like Pokko cereal? I don't know. I'm just hey, now just now it's a Pokko puff, y'all. Pokko maple puffs from Canada.
But you know what? You know why we're so different? No one is extruded like us. Like everyone does a puff, a tortilla chip, rice cake. People look at it and like, oh, it's like.
So what's your extrusion the shape of? Is like a noodle?
It's like a noodle, yeah. Which is and people love that crunch. Like I think. Like we try to be really different here, you know.
If you eat one, should you be eating one or multiple at a time?
However you want to eat it, man.
No wrong answers. Okay.
No wrong answers.
There's nothing wrong there, Beck.
We're going. We don't need roads.
Sasha, so as we wrap up here, and we don't want to take all your time because Beck has got to go, and we're watching his time. He's watching the clock. Plus,
I'm not watching.
Dominic's getting color. When Dominic starts turning color, we start to get.
Oh, and he changes the color of the next logo. We know we've.
He's all excited about milking goats, though. But
he wants to know where you can find a Nubian.
Some Pokko.
I'm gonna, you're on Amazon. I saw that you can order on Amazon.
We just launched on Amazon, US and Canada. Yeah, like last.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
If some shows up at our doorstep, we'll all eat Pokko and have a sampling on the show one day.
We'll eat Pokko for a day straight.
Yeah.
Just an FYI, the variety pack's not available right now.
Oh, it's all out.
Oh.
Wait, which one?
Out of stock.
Yeah.
For the small serves.
The 4 of the original.
He would pick that up.
I don't think there's such a thing as an original variety pack because that would only be original.
Original variety pack.
Pokko variety pack, rice and chickpea, 4 each of original spicy. You know, it
Not
doesn't
original.
say nice. See all details.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's Amazon's fault. There's a we're trying to fix that right now.
Does it have to do with tariffs?
No, this is
Okay.
No, I'm on
it's-
Amazon.ca. I'm on Canada.
Oh.
Dom will call Benzo. No?
Yeah.
You know, what's funny?
He'll fix it.
That's the one thing that's that one variety pack listing is
Benzo?
like it's been fucking a nightmare. But yeah,
A nightmare, like because you're selling so much, or it's just causing a
no, it can't
problem.
even get listed. Like it's just like Amazon is having an issue with like the listing.
Yeah, Dom will fix that for you.
That's right.
He's got pull. Anyways, Sasha, I just want to
yeah.
wish you the best of luck with everything and congratulations on your success. We love hearing stories like yours, right? And I'm going to tell you this one thing, and we've had a lot of shows, met a lot of people. I know you're going to be super successful as you continue this path because I see an authenticity in you, in your way you talk about your products, the way you show up, all these other things. You have a pure authenticity, and you don't see that a lot in businesses today. So I think you're going to be amazingly successful, and congratulations on everything. And thanks for joining us three schmuckles on our show.
You know what, man? I genuinely appreciate it. You know, even if it's again, you know, it's a tough road. I just hope that I'm successful as a father. I think that's the number one. I have a newborn actually.
See?
He's
That's the best thing ever. That's your why.
You know, end of the day, like I'll give it my all. I've got a board, got investors, got a strong team behind me. But fuck, man, life's short. I just want to make sure that I show up for my family and my friends and the business. But anything goes. But Jay, again, I appreciate those words.
Yeah, that's cool. As a dad, all your kids want is your time. They don't want anything else, right? They're
not going to remember all the time you're on the road working hard for them.
And I do make it a point where I stop working when I pick them up from the first one from daycare.
Yeah.
And like, Daddy, I want to read to you. And when he looks at me, I'm like, man, I'm in such awe. And then I'll go work actually like from like 8. Sometimes it's like late nights, like 8 to 11 and stuff. But just it is what it is.
Good for you.
That's what I signed up for, right?
Yeah, be present, man. That's the best thing you can do. You just be there.
Awesome.
Being a dad, that's the best, man. It's
hell yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah, little toes.
And when he likes Pokko, he's like, Dad, can I have some Pokko? Literally, when he eats it, I'm like, man, you can't. Like, a kid will tell you truthfully if they like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But, we actually.
You didn't have to name him Focus Group though. That was a little bit too far.
Exactly.
Focus Group Rajamani is just sorry, buddy. We just call you Focus.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Awesome. Well, Sasha, all the best. Congratulations. And we'll be ordering some, and we'll be feeding it to Dominic. He's our baby too.
Appreciate it. Also, and I'll tell this group right here and whoever's listening, we got a new flavor coming out in the next few months. So
cool. Watch for it.
Well, when you do, bring it over.
He's just teasing it. I know we're gonna get a world first right now.
We'll be like, we'll put Dominic.
Let me put a shameless plug in here. Sasha, in September, September 8th and 9th, the
shameless plug.
The next food expo is happening in Calgary for food service and hospitality and hotels and retail. Next food expo. We'll send you an invite.
1,000%.
It's a trade show.
Actually, my food service sales guy is based in Calgary too, like on my broker team. So
Can I ask who the broker is?
Marsham. They're the largest.
Marsham.
Do you guys know them or no?
Dom?
I've never heard of them. What are they called?
They're Canada's largest natural food broker.
Oh, natural food broker. Okay, but
cool.
Yes, I do know them.
They rep like they rep Kettle, Blue Diamond, Feastables, like Tony.
Yeah.
I'm a small fry on their list, right?
But, you're gonna be a big fry, bud.
But you should we should you should ask them about next, because that's the show where food service and hospitality is. It'd be cool if you should be out here before then though, because the Stampede's a time when a lot of snacks like that get consumed, right?
Yes.
I mean, Dom, the head of Marsham's alternative like food service channel is based in Calgary. So I was talking to him today, actually. So
what's his name?
Yeah, I mean,
we'll connect after. We'll connect you after.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's cool. But you're welcome. You're invited to come to Calgary September 8th and 9th. You and your
perfect.
family.
I'll
Nobody else.
Literally, I'll plug it in. Just send me a calendar, right? I'll make sure it's in the calendar.
Yeah,
absolutely will. Awesome, Sasha. All the best. Okay.
Thanks,
care.
Sasha.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much for your time.
Great meeting you, man.
Thanks again for having me on. I appreciate it.
Take care. Okay.
All right. That was a good
plug,
episode.
Dom. Good plug, Dom. Dom gets a good plug.
Dom, bring in the next event. What's all that next about, man? Is something coming?
Food.
Dom,
it's
Dom, why don't you give us a plug? You always give me the plug.
Give us a plug, Dom. Give us a good next plug.
September 8th and 9th in Calgary.
That's
square footage.
Yeah.
How many booths? How many football fields?
7.5, and then there's 30 or 40 half booths on top of that. So
30, 40 half booths with half people in each one. It will be gross.
No, those small booths might have 2 people in them, so there might be
very shrimpy people.
80 people there. We've hired an ambassador, and his name's Jay, Canada's restaurant.
Jay,
who's supposed to be?
I know, but I was seeing.
He's the big reveal.
Plugging for us. He's supposed to be shamelessly plugging for us.
Yeah, you need a plug.
Yeah, well, I was testing.
What the hell?
Nice transition, Jay. That was just like,
sorry.
Hey, I'm in your face next. Boom.
Sorry.
Why don't you just flash like a flash, like subliminally every microsecond, like Fight Club, and you didn't know if you saw it or not? Like, what did I just see a next event?
Put the cane in. September 8th and 9th, Calgary, Alberta, 2025. Next Food Expo. Something a little different for Western Canada. We haven't had one out here in a long time. My co-founder's Kendrick Fong. He's put on the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo. He founded that show as well, and he's still an ambassador. He sold the show, but he's the producer for our show, and he's putting together some really cool stuff. We've got lots of brands that are signing up. We have some soon to be announced title sponsors we hope to have here in the next few days. So yeah, it's getting exciting, and lots of people excited about it because there's not been anything of significance in quite a few years, probably over 10 years.
And Dominic had a mullet then?
No, not
wow.
Even. You didn't have a mullet, buddy.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Beck, did you have a mullet ever?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I did. I grew up in North Idaho in the 80s. I had a mullet.
Yeah,
I had a mullet. Yeah,
I had one too.
I had a mullet.
So Dominic, Dominic, that's September 8th and 9th in Calgary, the next Food Expo. Nothing's going to be like it. It's going to be a disruption of the food service expo.
Well, we're definitely trying to make it different. We're trying to,
we talked about this last night. We had Kendrick's on last night.
Yeah,
we talked about the greatest idea ever.
Well, I was just trying to talk about it just now too.
Sleepover.
No, the sleepover is not happening. We gassed that idea already.
You're having a sleepover at next?
Of having a sleepover
but we may auction off the ability to sleep there.
See?
And here's the idea. Listen closely.
Oh, this is
the idea is that the vendors will leave out 2 items.
And you can pretend you're a mouse.
No, like Santa Claus.
Okay.
2 really cool things that the sleepover, the people that are going to win that prize will go around and be able to pick the tables. Now the challenge is, because there's going to be alcohol at this event, those guys.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Nothing will go wrong. No.
But there's going to be a lot of stories come out of it. So I think that's going to be the good thing.
So I still think the sleepover would be a winner, but I get it legally.
This is a hybrid of that.
The sleepover. I'm still thinking logistics of where these people are sleeping. Are these sleeping bags?
There's so much room. There's so much room.
There's hundreds of thousands of square feet. Plus plus 450.
It feels like you're fleeing from a hurricane for a day. Like you're seeking shelter on a cot in the middle of a convention center. I do Florida once a year.
I'm thinking what we're gonna have. We're gonna have an elevated sleeping area that's gonna be really cool. And the sleeping bags are gonna be next.
Yeah, we're gonna have them donated by REI, and yeah.
Anyways, I still think it's a winner.
I like it. I'm very curious about execution on that. Like, I think if you got a tent manufacturer, you can make it part like wilderness show, and then they can sleep in the tents.
No, it won't be wilderness. No,
it was just another segment there. Like,
sorry, the outfitters, because they're
right.
Those with the stampede.
We'll have cast iron pans. We'll have a fake sort of little stream up there. I think you're right.
Okay. Anyways, gentlemen,
Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder.
Well,
when they came in,
did they stay overnight on Willy Wonka at the Chocolate Factory?
No,
they should have.
They just had a very terrifying walk.
Now imagine if there was a new series, and it was about them staying overnight.
Well, now we got to call HGT. Not HGT.
There you go.
TLC, right?
Yes. We need tiny houses inside the next event and moving that bus.
Tiny people.
See, Jay. Now you've come.
You poked the monkey.
We should contact TLC, and there should be a reality show, because you should hear some of the calls me and Kendricks have about stupid ideas that our ambassadors bring up, and we go hours talking about the merits of stupid shit, and it itself is quite comical.
There's more to come. Just so you know, there's more to come.
Wow.
There's more to come.
You keep.
I'm off of caffeine.
Stay tuned. I think stay tuned.
This is day 4 back without coffee. Day 4 without coffee. Day 4 without Red Bull.
You're gonna be good, Jay.
What's going on?
Right, I see the light.
Now your dark mistress is off the menu for a while.
Exactly. So I don't have that.
I couldn't live without her.
I can see things now. I'm clear.
The back of your eyelids. That's what you can see. You're now sleeping. Yes.
I know what sleep's like now.
But my tribe is waiting for me to drop dead. I'm not sleeping enough. I'm not proud of this. This is a bad thing.
I don't know. Anyways, I feel better. But anyways, so we had a comment here. Hammocks and drinks. What can go wrong? Thanks, Andrew. So, absolutely. Hey, hammocks, Dom. It doesn't need to be sleeping bags. It can be hammocks, like Andrew's got there. Right?
Hammocks for sure.
Hammocks for sure. Anyways, next event, Calgary this fall. Huge, new, finally a show out west, and something that everyone else I think is going to enjoy, and I think it's going to be awesome beyond awesomeness, especially with the sleepover. Beck, it's great seeing you. I like your haircut too.
Nextfoodexpo.com, Jay.
Yes, we'll put that on the in the trailer. Was that creamy dill thing too much?
I mean, it was the D that went right after the creamy dill.
Dominic's getting me a list now.
You literally said the word creamy dill Dom, and that could hang off the rails really fast.
There's a lot of things Dominic's telling me lately I can't say.
Those are called sweet nothings, and you keep it to yourself.
No, there's certain words I can't use together.
I can't quit you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyways, awesome. So,
Brookback Saskatoon with Dom and Jay.
Dominic, you're looking good today.
See?
There you go. See, you got to compliment people.
You can feel the love in the room. I mean, just honestly.
Yeah.
Anyways. Well, it's usually
for you, Mr. American tax-paying jerk. Nothing. Suck it.
On your hair.
I know.
Get twosies.
Okay.
Anyways, gentlemen, great show tonight. Pokko it up. Links for everyone else that listen to on all those podcast channels that you get your podcast on. Anywhere.
This is not a podcast, though.
No,
I think we've grown up a little bit since we got number 48.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
look, he's so full of himself now. He's number 48.
I don't want us to have grown up yet, Jake. Because how about if we screw up and then people think
he's so big now? He don't write. He don't fall. Other than calling me, saying, "Where's Jay?"
Didn't we get potty mouth the other night? And we started saying the word, the bad word.
No,
there's a lot of F-bombs.
There's a lot of F-bombs in that one.
You cut him off at that point.
Did you?
Yeah. You did. You just gassed them.
Yeah, you dumped me off the channel.
So yeah, that was sorry. Anyways, gentlemen, let's wrap it up. We're gonna do a trailer of the trailer of Next coming to you this September. Beck, you want to
see you guys? Here we go. Roll clip.